Testing, sound check. Can everyone hear me? We're almost ready to go. Please let me know if you can hear my voice.
Hi everyone, happy Halloween. Sorry about the delay, had some technical difficulties. Anyway, it is Halloween weekend. Yes, it is November 1st, but like I said, it's Halloween weekend and we're here to party. We have, well, the reveal for you. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start rolling the cameras and you're going to see the conclusion of our mystery.
Rhodey's Pinecone Cafe presents the Midnight Shadows Radio Hour, the finale and conclusion of the case of the haunted music box doll. We now rejoin Jones on his way to Lady Heather to present his evidence. Boy, I've had a good night's sleep and now I know I've got this case solved. I tell you what, it's hard to believe, but this story is so far-fetched that I sure hope she understands where I'm coming from. I'm on my way there now. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Halloween. Jones never lets a client down. I'll have her solution for her today. Boy, I can't believe I finally made it here. And what's with all these jack-o'-lanterns? It's almost like they're all staring at me. I'll knock on the door, see if I can get in. Nobody answering the door. Okay, I'm going to open the door myself and go in. And what's with these gold sparkly things flying around? I have just about had it with that thing. What was that? Lady Heather, are you in here? I could really like to hear a voice here.
Jones, come on up.
Oh, I'm glad I found you, Lady Heather. Thank God.
Have a seat, Jones.
Thank you, Lady Heather. Well, I tell you what. I said, I found the key to the family crypt, and I went inside. And there were sparkly things flying around this key. And I don't know what that sound is.
What sound?
That giggling noise. You heard it. You had to hear it.
I've heard it. Ever since the dancer went disappearing.
Well, that's the other thing I got to tell you. I went inside and I saw your sister's casket in the crypt. And I'm sorry, I didn't realize she was that young when she died. 16 is pretty young. But
She died on Halloween.
Yeah, I gather that. And you're both born on Halloween, too.
Yes.
Well, here's something else I found.
What's that?
Laying on top of her casket with this gold light flying around it was the music box dancer.
You found her?
I found her. She's beautiful.
There she is. I cannot believe you found this. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So very
Jones
much.
never lets a client down, Lady Heather.
Okay.
But
so,
I gotta know. This sparkling gold light, this giggling laughter, what is that?
At first, I thought it was just my imagination. I had heard it like weeks before. And then strange things were happening in the house. The music box was open. I could hear it playing. And it's never, ever played until Halloween. You just don't understand what that does. That's my chance to see my sister again when I play it.
Well, whatever this thing is, it feeds off of you on Halloween.
So, there you have it. Except we still do not know what those gold sparkly things are. You're going to see that here in just a couple minutes. If you remember last week's episode, you saw me doing an acrylic painting, okay, with jack-o'-lanterns. Well, the thing that gold sparkly thing is going to be revealed. We're going to do a couple minor things on the thing, but pretty much it's going to be a party celebrating the last 8.5, 9 weeks that we've been doing this, celebrating Halloween, which is, of course, I'm a Halloween baby. It's my favorite time of year. And who doesn't love Halloween, right? And this is my little pumpkin. Yes, a nice 25-pound pumpkin from last night, Halloween. Anyway, hope y'all had fun. I'm sure you got your candy, your favorite drink, and ready to sit down and find out what exactly happened. We have a bunch of giveaways today. So let's turn the camera around and let's have some fun. Hi, everyone. Well, here it is. You knew I had to go ahead and give you a little trick. So what I'm going to do, whoops, don't want to reveal it too quick. Want to go ahead and show you the pumpkins. So I'm going to slide this piece of aluminum foil up. Yeah. Okay. So here we have the pumpkins. I'm going to try to lower the camera down a bit, and I'll show you the whole entire piece here in a second. This is a big piece. He is on my desk right now, or it is on my desk right now. See, there's a hint. And oh, by the way, you guys totally are awesome. Those of you who entered, you had some amazing, and I mean amazing guesses and theories as to what has happened. There is one that literally blew me away, and I'll get into that in a little bit. Okay, so we know we have these gold sparkly things, and it's been the thing that has caused so much havoc and chaos. Well, I want to go ahead and turn up the camera. And for some reason, my time-lapse footage of me creating him, and that was one of the delays, is not playing. So when I get it sorted out after this video, I am going to go ahead and post me creating this. What did Jones call it?
A trickster.
A trickster. Let me ask a question. Hold on a second. This is Halloween. I got to have a little bit of tricks here. What is everyone thinking a trickster is? And you're going to have to give my assistant a little time to get caught up on all the messages. The question is, what is a trickster to you guys? Before I show, okay? I want to hear. Give me your answers. And like I said, this is all full of surprises. So with that being said, when I ask a question, you may just get a surprise. It is Halloween, of course.
Well, because of the lag, nobody's chiming in yet, Lady Heather.
Okay, not a problem.
So.
Oh, I can't wait for you to see this. This is like, haha, Halloween trick.
So if somebody would just pipe up and let us know what they think a trickster is. Dustin says, someone who pranks someone else.
Could you, right?
Okay,
that's possibly right. And give me a shout out while they're shouting out. Who's all here today? No, we got a bunch of people, right?
Marianne and
Hey,
Heather.
Marianne. Dustin.
Heather and Dustin.
Hi, Heather and Dustin.
Glenda, Fern.
Glenda, Fern, howdy.
Carl and Judith.
Hi, Carl and Judith. And those are
Davissa and Marianne.
Davissa and Marianne, Carl and Judith, as you all know.
Glenda and Masiki.
Hi, Masiki and Glenda. As you know, Carl and Judith are the proud owners of Rhodey. I did receive a message. I don't know if we announced that last week. Rhodey is still alive. I think that's how it concluded last week.
Yes, well, he's a zombie. Of course he's still alive. Anyway, Fern says pranks someone else. Heather says someone who tries to trick you. Davissa says someone who plays games and makes you think things aren't what they seem. Glenda says a joker. Dustin says hello. Marianne says someone who can makes stuff to you that can't be explained.
Aha, and who is that, Marianne?
Marianne said that. And Carl says it's gonna be your sister.
Anyway, okay. Can I have a drum roll?
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I'll just go ahead and wait. What do you think?
Wait.
Oh, no.
No, they need to see. You're being a tease.
Of course I am. Those know me. I love to tease. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let me get the camera. Wait a minute. Uh-oh. There's some eyes. Oh, mercy. Look at that. And we still have to do his little feet. And I wanted to show you how I created him. I would like to introduce you to Trevels, the Trickster. Let you take a minute looking at that. This is done with Derwent ink tints and some acrylic paints. This is the little creature who likes to play. He likes to distort the truth sometimes, be mischievous. Evidently, he turned my face, as we found out today, into something. My face hasn't changed. I'm still Lady Heather, but he gave the illusion of something to Jones. And this little guy, there he goes laughing again. This little guy is really mischievous. He's been in my house playing little games. He's the one that took that ballerina. 'Cause I love music. What is that? Did he say he loves music?
He loves music.
Well, needless to say, I'm going to have to probably put my music box in a safe now to keep it protected. Although I don't know if he can go through there again. But bad Trevels. I do agree. He is bad.
I think he's been hanging around here lately.
No, I think so too. So what is everyone saying?
Everybody loves him. Davissa thinks he's awesome. So does Heather, and Marianne likes him. And
Now, I'm going to tell you what. There is one person, like I said, with their everyone was really, really close and had the same thing. So I'm just going to cut to the chase. I have to say, Marianne, when this originally started, and Marianne, I'm going to have to say, you won the grand prize. You got your pick of one of the originals that I've done, not the painting, and not this guy, okay? One of whether it's, unfortunately, Rhodey went to Carl and Judith, but we have Flitter, it's My Crystal Ball Now, the Voodoo Priestess, Scarecrow Boy. You get to pick one of those originals, okay? And I'll touch base with you more about that. But you won. Marianne tells me a story, and I'm going to kind of surmise it. And my mouth just about fell open, okay?
Heather was convinced that I had tipped off Marianne.
You see, because Tom is the only one who knew that the original idea. Let me go back to Marianne's thing first. Marianne says that it was a sylph, one of my new sylphs, and my mouth just about.
Well, that was our first idea.
That was it. I mean, my jaw fell to the ground because I envisioned this sylph sitting here with a key. And I'm like, you know what? Sylphs are beings of the air. You've seen them, especially those of you who are on my Patreon members. You've seen them. They're so dainty, elongated, and you've on YouTube here on my channel, you can see and hear me talk about these. So it didn't fit. No matter how many times I drew her out, and I'm like, this is not it. And then lo and behold, Trevels popped into my head. And here he is. This is what stole the key, the music box dancer, and that's my key to getting into, on Halloween, getting to see my sister, okay? Or at least brings me closer to my dearly departed twin sister, Wilhelmina. So, without further ado, I have to say the grand prize winner for the original, one of these original paintings from the last week, minus this one and, Rhodey, goes to Marianne.
And she says, wow, thanks so much.
So, like I said, I'll get back with you. But I need to go ahead and ink this in for you all. And those of you who are on my Patreon members, later today, more than likely it'll be tomorrow, this will be here waiting for you to color your own Trevels and the jack-o'-lanterns. So I'm going to see if I can, what is it? I can only pull away from this. And I will upload a photo of this. This is as far as back as I can get it. But this is why he loves pumpkins so on Halloween. Trying to pan down. I do apologize for the camera angle. But here he is. Now we still have his feet to do. And I'm sure he'll be bouncing around. I have my paints all set to go. But before we get started, Tom, my assistant, I'd like you to show them. I want to recap the 8 weeks with you. So can you roll the highlights, please? Okay, so I want to thank you, first of all, from the bottom of my heart for these past actually 9 weeks, okay? We have had such a blast with each of you, and please don't think they're going to stop, because we have other holidays coming up, and frankly, we need to do something with everything going on in the world today, so we're going to keep this up. It will not be every week, more than likely like twice a month, okay? But I will tell you after this, Lady Heather's kind of going to go slink back into the shadows, but she will be back the 1st of December, and you all can kind of think. I think there may be Davissa who may know exactly what I'm talking about, but shh, don't say. It'll be a surprise, okay?
Davissa says, thank you. It's been so much fun. And Carl says, cheers to Heather.
Thank you. Okay, so basically what I did is I went ahead and I utilized the whole entire background. I loved this background so much, okay? And I wanted to make him transparent. So in doing that, the Derwent Inktense blocks, which you've heard me and their pencils, you've seen me use before. Those of you who are on my Patreon members, go ahead and you can use them. Basically, they're like watercolors, okay? Or even, I would go so far as saying like a transparent acrylic paint. With that being said, once it dries, it's permanent, okay? So you really have to work kind of quick, especially on a surface like this. It's not like paper where I can go ahead and use a whole bunch of water. Then I also use some acrylic with my retarder, and my slow dry medium. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how I created this. And I have, remember I told you about my palette? Here is just a sampling of my palette. Okay, and I have another one over here that has the Inktense blocks and everything in place. I do have my retarder, so let's go ahead and, oops, I need to get some more Payne's Gray. I'm going to step over here and grab this really, really quick. Now, I need to ask, there was also another contest going on for people to bring their friends. If you've brought a friend to today's finale and party, we need to know. Tom, do you have your pad of paper out?
I can grab it real quick.
There's one right behind you.
Okay.
Those of you who have brought friends to this, your friends, and you are going to win a special treat. So go ahead and
I'm ready.
let me know, the fans, let me know if you're here because of someone, okay? And
well, there's a lag, so we got to wait.
Yep. And he's going to go ahead and take care of that, and then we'll announce a winner there. Also, I have a beautiful set of the Monarch butterfly. See, that's the problem I have with Black Widow pencils. When you think of Black Widow pencils, or I think of Spider, Cobra, Scorpion. When I say Monarch, instead of thinking about the elk, I go ahead and I think of Monarch butterflies, which is kind of different. But anyway, it's not just the Monarch butterfly set, or there I go again, the Monarch pencil set. The winner is going to have a choice of one set of Black Widow pencils, whether it be the new Monarch, which are really awesome 48 pencils there. You can choose from the dark skin set, the light skin set, the Spider, the Cobra, and the Scorpion. So,
okay, Lady Heather.
Yes.
Renee says she's here with Davissa.
Hi, Renee.
And Marianne wants to know, have you made those images of the Pinecone Cafe as images we can buy too? I would love to have those images of the cafe with all the squirrels around it.
You know, I thought about that, but I need to talk to Carl about that because he actually did the original one for me. Okay? So, let me get back with you. I wouldn't see a problem with that, but because of copyrights and all that kind of stuff, although he did graciously do it for the show, I don't think so. And if Carl's listening, if he's game for that, just give me a high sign and we'll get those images up this week.
Okay, Davissa says she was going to bring her daughter and son But they had to go to work, so it's just her and Aiden.
Oh, okay. So what I'm taking basically to accomplish this, and I just stuck my brush into some phthalo green. I'm taking the Payne's Gray, and I'm using my slow dry medium. What I want to do is on something like that's transparent like this, you need to kind of do your highlights and then your shadows, and everything else kind of falls into place. And it needs to, you really need to be thin. This is kind of messy. So we already know we have his leg, and I just want to go ahead and come on down. And I'm kind of going to brush it off, just like I'm going to do with his hand. And this slow dry, I'm using this as basically a glaze effect. It's also going to slow down that drying time, so I have time to manipulate the paint.
Oh, we need to make a shout out to Vanessa.
Hi, Vanessa.
She's
welcome.
Here. Even though they have bad storms in South Africa and it's quite late, it's playing havoc with the Wi-Fi.
Oh, boy. So right now, we're just laying in the shadows as to where his arms and his feet are. This really may look complicated, but it's quite easy to do. Now I have to tell you, the pencil that you see underneath here is the Derwent watercolor pencils, as we discussed last week. And as you can see, it gets quite messy here. Oh, I need to lower the camera a little bit. You're not seeing his feet. There we go. Has Carl given me a shout out about that?
Not yet, Lady Heather.
Maybe we lost Carl. I don't know.
I hope not.
I hope not too.
Maybe Rhodey got Carl and Judith.
Maybe. Hope not. Okay. And all I'm doing is getting these shadows here. Now, like I said, I used a Derwent watercolor pencil, because when this is dry, and I'm not going to run the blow dryer or anything like this, when this is dry, with the retarder, it kind of slows down. Probably if it was going to dry naturally, it'd be about an hour. I can speed it up with the blow dryer, but there's really no need to for this instance, okay? You'll see it, and then the lines will disappear. And of course, I'll post a picture once it's totally done.
Lady Heather, Dustin says his cat friends are here. Their names are Tigger and Chester.
Oh, hi, Tigger and Chester.
Just kidding. Carl says, I give my permission, no problem. So
awesome. So there we go. So I'll work out the thing. It'll be sometime this week, Marianne. And of course, I will let you guys know. So you want to go ahead and it's more like glazing. You're just going to kind of wipe on and wipe off, basically. Oh, that sounds like the Karate Kid. So how many of you all had trick-or-treaters and went and got Halloween candy? Kind of stayed inside with my health and that. Heard some kids out and about, but plus I really didn't want the kids coming knocking and just, first time ever missed Halloween. But it was my birthday, so I had fun.
Lady Heather, Carl says Rhodey is watching too.
Yay, Rhodey! See, I knew he'd be back. Okay, so I want to go ahead and strengthen this just a little bit. This is where his body is. And that's not the main focus, okay? So I just...
Marianne says they didn't see anybody there in Denmark. And Davissa says, I saw some, but they didn't stop here, which I was glad. Don't want to take chances.
Yeah, that's why I just didn't want the kids.
And I think Rhodey's on. He goes, squeak, squeak, Heather.
Do what?
Rhodey goes, squeak, squeak, Heather.
Who said that?
Carl.
Carl, squeak, squeak.
And Heather says, no tricksters or treaters here.
No tricksters. Aww.
And Glenda, she's in the UK. She says, we're about to go into second lockdown, so no trick-or-treaters here either. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that's bad news. Just stay safe, everybody. Okay. So I want to go ahead and grab the white. Cleaning out my brush. Got to make sure when you're doing this, your brush is really, really clean. And it's kind of a combination of like cornflower blue and white. And of course, I always get too much of that white. I told you my palettes are really a mess. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, so we're going to come in here.
Carl says they have a new friend, Pinecone Percy. Worse nuisance than Rhodey.
Oh boy. So what does this one do? Pinecone Percy.
Pinecone Percy. I think he needs to go visit Marianne. He might like Denmark.
Okay. So he's kind of got a foot thing going on here. I know it doesn't look like anything right now down here by the feet, but I promise you, you're going to have this same thing over his body, or like it was in the sky. And it's a wipe on, wipe off. And there we go. It wouldn't be a show without ballerina, and that was truly ballerina this time.
Carl says that he peels all the pine cones and dumps the skins on his car.
Percy.
Just hope he doesn't get into your car.
Oh, yeah, that would be.
And Marianne says that Percy is welcome in Denmark.
Yay, there you go. All right, so everyone tallied up their friends, brought their friends?
Yes, and so far, Renee is with Davissa. So.
Well, don't forget, there's kitties, but we have to be real people, but, you know.
Hey, cats are real people.
Yeah, they are, and so are dogs. The thing about this is you run out enough fingers when you're doing this, because your fingers get all oogie. See, I'm not going to be able to erase my pencil lines or anything because it has to be thoroughly dry. The pencil lines, like I said, we're done with the Derwent watercolor pencil. So, with that being said, oh, yeah, I forgot. Let's see. 1 second, be right with you. All right, we're not going to be able to do it another one of these technical difficulties. But anyway, for those of you who have been following along, you've seen my Kokishi dolls while I'm still busy painting on this. You've seen my Kokishi dolls. I will say that the book, the instant download to the coloring book, will be available on November 3rd, probably about midday. And it's just for the instant download to the book. So that's exciting news. That's one debut.
Carl says that his niece and her husband are watching from Michigan. And
All right.
Savissa thinks you're very talented, and Marianne can't wait to see it all done.
And so you just want to kind of ghost in the hair. Don't want to pay a lot of attention to it because I like his scraggly hair. A shout out to the two in Michigan. What was it? His nieces?
Niece and her husband.
Well, thanks for joining. So does that mean, wait a minute, so does that mean there's someone else who's in the lead now?
Well, I guess so. Wow.
Okay. So Carl and Judith.
Carl and Judith.
All right, we're going to give everyone a few more minutes before I make that announcement, who's going to win that. So I also have something else to debut today, but we're going to keep that under wraps for a minute. Now I'm getting paint all over me. Hold on a minute. I don't have enough arms. I need like 2-3 arms. This is when it gets serious because obviously we don't want white paint and all that all over the place. Definitely don't want it in his hair. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw in another strand of hair here. And I'm going to end it right there before his ear. I'm going to bring it down here and I'm going to extend it here. Okay, so now he's got a little bit of hair going on. And you just want to go ahead and just do soft, subtle little things. I'm going to have to change my brush here. I'm going to go ahead and widen the brush and then trim it down like this for his hair. Now, when you do stuff like this, since we're adding the highlights, we're also going to have to add the shadows up underneath that, okay? So let's add another couple more strands. This is like a really long stretch for me the way I had to have it. And another little hair here. All right. So I'm still going to come back in here, make sure I'm still in the camera frame. Need to work out his hands. And it's basically, like I said, a wiping off. And it was interesting because, like I said, the original idea to this was the sylph. And then when I started drawing this little guy in, and this wasn't planned, I just started drawing his face in. And like I said, you'll be able to see that when I post the drawing of him. But I mean, I actually laid in this face here, and when I was painting this and getting him, you know, ghosted on in, because this is Trevels. It's like, oh look, he's got little cheeks and highlights and stuff with the blue clouds underneath. So that really, it's kind of fun. It would be hard to color this, okay, and I'm gonna have to ink him in solid for you all to color, or I may just do him in like charcoal and everything else kind of in a hard line. I may do two versions for you so you can play around with this, okay? Because something like this, you know, unless you go over my black lines with like a white Posca pen or, you know, one of the other, maybe a gel pen or something else like that. So anyway, but this is a little Trickster. So that is the other little thing. There will be Tricksters coming out in the near future. It's just a matter of getting them all together and having them quit playing mischievous little games. which I guess they love to do. Wipe on, wipe off. Now I'm going to change brushes here and kind of let that dry for a minute. I'm going to go to a linear brush, if I can find the one that I was using. Huh. So is everyone here? Have they all said their friends and everything?
I believe so, Lady Heather.
All right. Well, it seems to me, Carl and Judith, and yes, it's Halloween, okay? People who have won before, this is the end. Well, no, Carl, I think, he did win some markers. I guess Carl, is it true? Carl and Judith have brought two people, right?
I guess so, yes.
And what was it, Davissa?
And Davissa has Renee with her.
Okay. So for a set of your choice of Black Widow colored pencils, the winner is Carl and Judith. So congrats to you. And also, I have other prizes to give away too. So go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and take a small break. I need to wash my hands so we can continue. So I'll be right back. All right, I had to wash off my hands. That slow retarder, I think I got it. It's golden. Could be Liquitex. Gets really, really sticky, and you don't want to keep adding too much of, wiping off the same color. You want to go ahead and wash it off, and then start fresh. So I'm going to go ahead and get my Payne's Gray, and this is kind of what the retarder looks like. It's just kind of like a glaze. But it makes everything really slow down. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to touch. Just a hint of shadow here. Get it underneath his. Wipe off. I tell you, it wouldn't be a live stream if it wasn't for Bella to be snoring.
By the way, Carl says, thanks so much, awesome. And Heather says you could print him on black cardstock, then use pastel pencils to color him.
Oh yeah, great idea. See, you guys are so clever. So this is one, like I said, and that's a really great idea. You could go ahead and do that with the pastels, and oh, I just lost my train of thought. It'll come back to me. In the meantime, we'll paint more here. Obviously, I had too much Halloween candy. And you need to be careful where you go ahead and lay your hand on the board, because it's wet. I mean, it's really, really tacky.
Lady Heather, I want to say that your fans are very gracious. They're all congratulating Carl.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. I have the best fans.
He's going to love the pencils.
Oh, yeah. All right. I'm going to take one break. I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands again. Now, those of you who are my Patreon members, okay, you can find me, or if you're not, please join. It is so much fun. There's a tier for $1, $5,
$5, yeah.
and $10. 3 tiers, with tier 2 and 3 getting some new rewards this month, which I've already announced to my Patreon members. They'll be able to get a bird's eye view with me a few times a month in my studio while I am creating. But anyway, I need to dry off my hands here. I have something for all of you, okay, and you're going to have to give me a couple days, okay. I'm pretty sure the best thing to do is send me a Facebook message or contact me via email. Color, COLOUR, love 2 at outlook.com. Tom's going to go ahead and type that in, okay? And email me that you attended the show. Now, I told my Patreon members I have a new collection. Besides Tricksters, okay, which you can see, and you already know about the sylphs, okay? How can I say this? You see, there was a knock on my cabin door. And it was late at night. It was like in the middle of the night. And lo and behold, there was this blanket, this bundle. You know, what would you call it? Like an apple crate?
It was in an apple box, yeah.
Yeah, and it was all wrapped up. And I heard some kind of noise. I don't want to say it was a growl. It was kind of a grumble, I guess you could say, or not even a purr.
It was a grumble.
It was, yeah.
It's almost like speech.
Speech. Who's speech? Oh, okay. Anyway, and I went and touched it, and it kind of moved. Okay? And I tried to peel it back, because, I mean, I went to the door, in the middle of the night it woke me up. I go to the door with my broom, and there, you know, I'm thinking it's a bear or something, you know, I don't know. So here we are. I touch it again, kind of lift back the cover, and out comes this like ball of white fur, kind of big. I'd say the thing's about this big. Well, hate to tell you, but I'm now the proud owner of something. And let me get you out the sketch so you can see. Now this is really a rough sketch, okay? And of course you're not going to be able to see the white fur. But he got into my Halloween candy last night. I hope you can see this, but each of you are going to get this little guy. This is my proud baby Yeti. So there is a whole Yeti collection coming out within, well, they'll start rolling out this week. But I didn't want to show you the Christmas ones or the winter ones, but see, he's in my bag of candy. Naughty little Yeti. So, like I said, I'm now the proud owner of a Yeti, so we're going to be seeing these.
I hope it snores less than Bella.
I don't think anything can snore less than Bella. Well, maybe Lilybug. I don't know. Lilybug did beat.
Lily's snoring right now, by the way.
Is that Lily or Bella?
Marianne thinks that's so cute, and so does Renee.
So make sure I get everyone's email. Do not post it here in the discussion below on or in the chat.
And Fern both like it. Heather thinks it's adorable.
So Patreon members, you're going to be getting a lot of baby Yetis, and we're going to learn how to do fur with colored pencils, markers, digital. I know there's one person here. Yep, I'm not going to say her name, but yes, you can color digitally. Marianne. Oh, I said it. Okay? Mm-hmm. So it's really fun and easy. Y'all can do this, and yeah, but there's other stuff that's going to be happening during November for my Patreon members. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. The Midnight Carnival coloring book is going to be out this month. So, I'm full of a whole bunch of treats.
Dustin says he can't wait to color this little trickster.
I can't wait to see them.
Glenda says, wow, a baby Yeti, a Betty on a sugar rush. How cute.
Well, the way he was snoring, he sure packed his belly pretty good.
I just hope he doesn't get too big.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Hope he kind of stays kind of small, actually. I'm looking for my linear brush and I can't find it. So I'm going to use I love this brush. Look how tiny it is. It's like 1/8 of an inch. It looks bigger on camera than it really is.
Now, Marianne says, can't wait to see that book coming out. And Heather's Advertising says, join her Patreon. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, thank you. Now I got more paint on me. It never fails. Don't lay my hand down. Ugh. I don't mind getting paint, but when I'm this close and have a dark canvas, I do not want paint on here. And it's not like, as we're doing our colored pencils or markers, I say, lay down a scratch piece of paper. You can't do this. This is kind of like glue, okay? You just cannot do that. So I want to go ahead and highlight his teeth just a tad more. And he's got a little snarled tooth here. I would really not want to be anywhere near his mouth. I have a feeling he bites pretty bad.
They look sharp.
Yeah. Okay. And you don't want to really color this or paint this. You want to take your time because he's so dainty and see-through. You just want it to kind of roll with this. Dip it in the little glaze here. And wipe down. Yeah, I just stuck my hand in there. All right, so his teeth are a little predominant. I'm still kind of unsure if I want to have him have any more teeth. Although he's got 2, or 2 on each side, total of 4.
Now, Marianne says, I can imagine how it feels if he bites into a thigh, haha.
Oh, I know, right?
Dustin says he might give you rabies if he bites you. I think you might turn into a trickster yourself if he bites you.
I don't know. Maybe. And it's just the fact of playing, like I said, with the background. I mean, like I said, when I drew this, I wasn't paying attention to clouds. I just drew it on there. And the background really added to him. And I mean, he's got cheeks and everything. And so it really worked out quite nice. What is it? Happy Little Accidents?
Yeah. Heather says, I don't think he needs more teeth.
No, no more teeth. Are you sure? All right. So I want to start coming on in here, and I want to go back. I'm going to change my brushes here. Lilybug. That would be Lily. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fine tune some of these branches. Once again, I'm using my slow dry medium because I want to have that kind of glazy effect as to what I've already laid down. Should I tell them what's going to happen at the beginning of December? Oh, might as well. It's Halloween. I'm full of treats, right?
I don't even know what's happening at the beginning of
Yes,
December.
you do.
Not a clue.
Krampus.
Oh, yeah, well, the night of December 5th, Krampus is coming around.
Yep, and I'll be doing a live stream for sure. Don't know if it's that birthday or what? What is that?
That was the Yeti. Oh.
That was the Yeti or that was...
Well, I think the Trickster found the Yeti.
Oh, boy, that's not going to be a good combo.
And Vanessa says, finally, I only waited a year. And Glenda says he has mischief all over his face. Marianne says he sure does, like he's just waiting to make trouble for someone.
Oh, yeah. Or maybe he'll kind of back off with the gold sparkles and that.
Davissa says, awesome, can't wait.
But we'll be back in November. Oh, it is November.
It is November. Dustin says, uh-oh, Krampus is coming.
Oh, yeah. I have to do it. Although the movie was really bad.
If you make me dress up in that goat suit, I tell you.
No, I'm going to have Krampus show up.
Oh, okay.
Hey, any costume would be better than the one that was in the movie with the... How many of you saw the movie Krampus? The recent one. I haven't seen the other ones, but the recent one.
Renee says she's so in love with this little guy, she loves the invisible feel of him.
Thank you.
I don't know how you do it.
Do it.
Make him look invisible.
Just utilize the background. All it is highlights and shadows. Okay.
Renee saw Krampus and so did Davissa.
Okay. Tell me if I'm not right. The costume looked really good from the back, and then when you got a close-up of his face, what happened? It was like paper mache and didn't move. That was an issue for me.
I thought the other elements of the movie were better, like the things fighting in the house.
Yeah, that was good, but I mean, I just busted out laughing.
What was it, Evil Gingerbread Men or something like
that? Oh, yeah,
that?
those were funny. But it had some big-name stars. Oh, we saw a good Halloween movie. Did not know what was The Curse of La Llorona.
La Llorona.
Okay. And anyway, yes, I don't have my Spanish
It's part of the Conjuring
thing.
universe.
Yeah, did not know it was part of the Conjuring. And did find out that Patrick Wilson is on board to direct the Insidious 5. So I'm really, really excited about that one.
And Renee said, yeah, it was strange. And Davissa said, it was awful.
Yeah. If you want a good comedy hour, watch Krampus.
And Heather says, I hope you can continue to have your lives on Sunday so she can come. She does lives on Saturday, so she's been unable to on Saturday. But Sundays work better for us.
Sunday works better for us and I believe a lot of you. So, and thank you to Carl for doing that. I don't know if I mentioned that. So we'll get that underway. That was nice of him to share Rhodey with us.
Dustin says he hasn't seen The Curse of La Llorona.
It was creepy. It was kind of slow to begin with, but it was really, really, really creepy.
Gia Cricken is with us. She says,
Hi, Gia.
Really stunning work, Heather. I hope he doesn't give me nightmares.
Oh.
If you hear giggling at night like I have, yeah, he'll be around. And Renee does them on Saturday, too.
Yay.
And Davissa says, yes, it's actually a real urban legend. Watch BuzzFeed Unsolved Supernatural. They did an episode on La Llorona.
Really?
Yeah. I first heard about her La Llorona, and to fill people in, she was a wife who got upset at her cheating husband, so she drowned her children. And I heard it from Mexican friends who had grown up in Tucson.
But I was more impressed that it was just from The Conjuring. And I guess The Conjuring, they're coming out with another one too, aren't they?
Yeah. They have
The Crooked Man.
The Crooked Man, which is, I believe that's a Warren story.
I think so. I don't know.
Ed and Lorraine Warren. Carl says, you're so welcome. If you want me to send him to you, I will.
All right.
A new friend for Bella.
Yeah, I think Bella would probably eat him.
If he stands still long enough.
All right. What time is it?
Well, Lady Heather, you have been on for an hour and 10 minutes, so it's not that late.
Okay, so those who just joined us, like Gia, we have a new collection, and my hands are kind of full right now. Baby Yetis, and I know you're one of my Patreon members, so I will make sure in the next day or two you get the Halloween Baby Yeti image that I showed that was on here. Oh, I have a Shih Tzu underneath feet. Come on, Billy. Come on, go on by. Okay. She's stalking the water dish. I've never seen, I know that sounds so silly. This dog will, from day one when I got her, and she's 13 and a half, she will stand like about 6 feet away from the water dish, and she crawls, or basically, no, she stands, she creeps.
Walks in slow-mo.
In slow-mo. Then she'll stop, and she'll look to the left, look to the right. As long as she doesn't catch you watching her, she'll continue. Then she gets over the water dish, then she stops. She looks both ways, coast is cleared. She slowly lowers her head into the water and then drinks. The funny thing is, I find out that her grandpa, in the chain, did the same exact thing too. So I think it's really, really cool. I did not know dogs did that, but with Bella, anything is possible.
Well, Lady Heather, Carl said, okay, you said it. Expect the package soon. Davis is looking forward to the new film coming out. And Vanessa said that her comments earlier, she was talking about the Carnival book. She's waited a year for it.
Oh, yeah. Well, with my health and that's kind of what kind of delayed everything. But feeling a little better. I think they finally got meds and all that kind of going and all that kind of good stuff. Okay, so I don't want to do any more hair. I want to leave that illusion. You hear me say to my Patreon members and I'm sure before on the live streams, that art is an illusion. You want to leave stuff for your eye to capture. And to fill in the blanks. And like I said, I'm not going to be able to erase the lines below, like in his feet or anything, but you can see, here's his feet, they're in here. When it dries, and like I said, I'm not going to rev up the blow dryer to speed the process along, all these little white lines where I sketch are going to be totally gone. That is the wonders of the Derwent watercolor pencils. Now, I'm sure Derwent didn't really want to hear that, but it is another way to use their product. Like I said, we primed the board, got the paint down, and these are so cool that you draw on it, and it's got the acrylic paint on here. You draw on it, get the, like a paper towel, and I mean, it was just so damp. I just touched it to the faucet, so it was just a little itty bitty spot, like about the size of a dime, and I just started wiping it off real light, and all the white lines come on off of it. But see, when I was doing this, with the Derwent Intense blocks, and I've, they're blocks of the pencils. When you paint on here, then it creates also this other translucence, kind of look to this, and that's something that's great with the Derwent Inktense, because it allows that translucent, almost that stained glass look. So between the acrylics and the Derwent Intense, this is what I used for this piece, and pretty much this is as far as I can basically go here on this. Once I have the lines off, I do believe I'm going to come on in and just give a hint of yellow into his eyes, but I'm really kind of undecided. Let me go ahead and back this off again.
So to catch you up, Lady Heather, Vanessa says, good grief, Insidious 2 was too much for her. She turned it off at the part where she was watering her flowers. Ah, heck, no. And Carl says, here's something funny. Our Siberian Husky, a real beauty, somehow got into his oil paint, and she was covered in red and blue. Her mouth, her paws, her tongue was red.
No. Oh, no.
And Dustin says, it's awesome how the Trickster is transparent. He's awesome.
Thank you. So how many of you think we need more Tricksters out there? somehow I gotta do this book. I think they're totally awesome.
Well, I think that a trickster's going to find his way into Christmas, and he's going to have a tussle with the elf on the shelf.
Don't get me started on the Elf on the Shelf. There are those who like Elf on the Shelf, and there are those who like me. He's creepy. I'd much rather have a baby Yeti running in my house and Trevels instead of the Elf on the Shelf staring at me with those creepy eyes.
Renee says, "Oh no, I think I lost internet."
Oh no!
And Dustin said that was a patriotic husky.
Yeah, definitely.
And
please.
Marianne would love more tricksters, and so would Davissa.
Awesome. Okay, so what do we have? We've already given away the baby Yeti, or the Halloween, the Halloween candy eating baby Yeti. You already know that for November, for my Patreon members, and of course there'll be new little Yetis in the store too for you. I'm really excited about that. And yes, don't ask, there will be a Yeti book coming. But we have the Midnight Carnival coming on November 3rd is the Kokishi dolls. The Jewels of the Orient Kokishi dolls. Those are the ones with the big flowers in her hair and everything else like that. I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, hold on a minute. Haha. Ooh, I can show you something. Here is an image for the Midnight Carnival book from my sketch, a nice little creepy spider thing. We do have, a bird lady. Let's see, what else? This is kind of fun. We have other images in here.
That spider chick creeps me out.
Oh, I love her. There is, let's see, Flitter and the Clown and all that, and Scarecrow Boy. I'm trying to look for the Kokishi dolls, and I think they're in another book. I do believe they are.
Davissa and Marianne think they're gorgeous. Renee agrees the elf on the shelf is old hat.
Okay, there's a little baby Yeti again. Haha. Okay, so there's that. Let me see.
Now, Carl says that the dog was fine. The vet said she would get rid of it, and she did. It was another mess. And Dustin calls the girl Arachna Chick.
Oh, I like that. But see, these are the little Kokishi dolls. So that's what's coming out on November 3rd.
Cool.
And most of you, I believe, have already seen quite a few pages of this. If you're on my Patreon, you were able to get one, maybe I think two. I think this is one of the Patreon images here. Put my hand there. There you go, little fox. And all that. Oh, yep. There's another one. And they're so cute. Okay, anyway.
So Marianne and Davissa love the baby Yeti because he's adorable and cute.
I'm curious. I know. And he's so furry. And he just gets into everything. I mean, literally into everything. So I got so many. You're just going to have to wait and see, because that's just the tip of the iceberg on the baby Yetis. They're here to stay for a long time.
I think they're going to come in different colors, though, aren't they, Lady Heather?
Probably. I don't know what he gets into. But anyway, let's see. I'm curious to see, which one is Marianne going to choose? Is she going to choose Flitter? It's my crystal ball now, the voodoo one, the voodoo priestess. There is the Scarecrow Boy. I'm trying to think. Oh, the haunted ballerina. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Anyway, I don't know. I'm curious to see. Shoot me a message and all that kind of stuff. So here he is. I hope you like him. You know, evidently you do.
They do. We've been on an hour 20, Lady Heather.
And I'm going to keep this show a little short. I painted too much over the last week of this little guy, and I can't reach up to the top of the tree since my hands aren't reaching any further the way I have this set up, so you could get the best camera view of him. So with that being said, I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for joining us. We already said that everyone's got a prize. Have I missed anybody? We gave out for the most people. That goes to Carl. I don't know.
I don't know, Lady.
If I forget something, then
Well,
Yes.
Marianne can imagine a lot of things the baby Yeti could get into. Vanessa loves the Trickster, very, very cute. And
Thank
Renee loves it too. So we've had a blast, haven't we?
we've had a blast. And so, not this coming, I don't have, hold on a second, I don't even have a calendar here.
Marianne says she'll go back and have a look on them all again and let you know what she chooses.
Excellent. Let's see, I'm pulling out my calendar here for November. Okay, so we're at the 1st, not the 8th. The 15th, I will go. I don't want to do it after Thanksgiving.
No.
I don't know how many would want to do it. No, because it's going to go back to back. Well, I'll be here live again on the 15th, and I imagine we'll be. I'd probably say we'll be doing some baby Yetis. I think we'll be doing a baby Yeti show on the 15th of November.
Okay.
Matter
that
of
sounds
fact,
like a
that's
plan.
it.
And everyone says they've had a great time with it. It's been fun. And we'll think up fun stuff for November.
Yeah, definitely a baby Yeti. Okay, so yeah, and who knows, maybe he'll make an appearance. Anyway, thank you again. You guys mean the world to me more than you will ever know. It's been a blast, and we will see you here at 3 p.m. on November 15th. If you're not following me on Patreon, please go over and do. You will have so much fun. We go into tons of real-time tutorials. You get plenty of exclusive images and maybe a coloring book each month while the pandemic is going on. Let's see what else. Just all kind of fun, and it's a different way to interact with me on a much more personal level. Yes.
So we'll have that image ready before the 15th so they can color along.
Oh yeah, I'll have.
And what media would you like to work on? Which media?
I don't know. I do not know yet. I won't know until pretty close right up before. We'll announce it before what I'll be doing on.
So Sunday, November 15th, 3
o'clock.
p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. And let's see. The baby Yeti you see will be given to you. I'm pretty sure. Did you write down everyone?
I
You
did.
got everyone's name? Okay. In case we missed you, remember, shoot me an email or a message that you attended today's show. Matter of fact, just go ahead and say you attended Trevels show. And let me know, and I will send you within the next day or two the little baby Yeti, who still is unnamed. We should have a Yeti naming contest. He's still unnamed, okay, at this present time, or she. I'm really not sure if it's a male or female right this second. But anyway, that is all for today. Thank you again for joining me, and we will see you. I'll see you either on Patreon, on Facebook, or back here again on November 15th at 3 p.m. Till then, be safe and take care.